Centaur, your kind of company. Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, Ministry of Health and Wellness investigates allegations made against personnel of the Northern Regional Hospital after video of woman in pain and allegedly left unattended goes viral on social media. Belizean man found injured and dehydrated in Chetumal, Quintana Roo. The family of missing Corozal taxi driver confirms it's not him. 2 murders in the south over the weekend. One of them is motivated by jealousy. And the High Court issues verdict in St. Francis Xavier Credit Union case. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, April 15th, 2024.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
The April sale is now at Cellular World. Enjoy massive savings store-wide and take your luck when you get a chance to get cash back with our Scratch and Win Tickets giveaway. Ask about our unbeatable low prices guaranteed with budget phones starting as low as $49. Android starter phones starting at an all-time low price of just $115. Redmi gaming phones starting at $359. Samsung A-series lead offers starting at just $269. Fully backed up by 1-year local warranty. Plus, the newly added ZTE, Infinix, Logic, and Tecno smartphones now available countrywide. But that's not all. We've got you covered with something for everyone. Kids tablets, smart TVs, speakers, headphones, and earbuds, gaming consoles, smartwatches, accessories, and so much more. Visit any of our stores in Belize City, Belmopan, San Pedro, and now in Orange Walk to start shopping today. Or shop with us via our virtual store through Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 615-5141. Don't miss out. We got the deal for you.
Introducing Max, the one to watch when you want the best content and an enhanced experience. Starting February 27, if you have HBO, you'll have access to Max.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. This video showing a woman in pain at the waiting room of the Northern Regional Hospital spread like wildfire on social media on Saturday night. The situation shared at the time by a concerned resident indicated that the patient had visited the emergency room at the NRH as she was suffering from chest pain. Though the patient can be seen in visible pain, reports were that she was not seen immediately by medical personnel and was made to wait. The report raised concern across Orange Walk Town, where residents have since been calling on the pertinent authority to ensure that there is timely and adequate services offered at the district's regional center, where many residents in the area seek medical attention. Since Saturday's incident, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has gone on record to address the situation via a press release which states, and we quote, "The ministry informs the public that this situation was resolved. However, notwithstanding this, we take any allegations of patient neglect and staff misconduct very seriously. Our priority is the health and well-being of all patients, and we are committed to ensuring that every individual who seeks medical assistance at any of our facilities receives timely, respectful, and competent care. We have already commenced a thorough investigation to ascertain the facts surrounding this incident. The ministry condemns any behavior that compromises patient care and safety," end quote. The Director of Hospital Services and Allied Health at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Jorge Polanco, was in Orange Walk today, where he met with NRH personnel following this weekend's incident. Following an internal investigation, Dr. Polanco says that while there may have been some lapse in communication, the situation was handled adequately, which was not portrayed in the short video shared on social media.
This patient had visited the hospital early in the morning where a minor surgery was performed in the right side of her back with local anesthesia. She walked in and she came out walking after the minor procedure, and she went home. However, in the night she returned complaining of pain and that she was not being attended to. So that's of course, that's the issue of concern. The pain was diagnosed as a pain coming from the small wound where she had a little surgical procedure earlier in the morning. It was not the heart. It was an irradiated pain that she was reflecting in her abdomen. So on the first contact by the nurse, when the nurse saw her, which was 8 o'clock in the night, she assessed the patient. She recognized that that there had been a minor procedure in the morning. She even saw the dressing, which was dry. The patient was walking, and she said, "Okay, just wait a few minutes out there, and as soon as the doctor is free, he will come and check you." The patient walked out again from that point where the nurse had assessed her. The physicians on duty that night were busy with 2 other admissions in the same accident and emergency area, the trauma room, that they were preparing and stabilizing for admission. So the nurse at that time, when she first made contact, was at the same time seeing another patient. So that's why she said, "Wait a few minutes." The nurse went out again and called the patient at 4 minutes after 8. And I'm quoting this time because that's what recorded in our health information system. And the patient was seen then by the nurse and the physician, who ordered some medications. She was managed. However, it was unfortunate that it was aired in such a way because there was a contact already at 8 o'clock by the nurse. The nurse did the assessment, and she said, "Okay, just give us a few minutes. As soon as we are free, you can wait outside," because she didn't have space to accommodate her there because she had another patient at the same time. But they were not aware then that a video would have been made immediately after that. So when she was called in 4 minutes afterwards, the video had already been.
Now, while the full extent of the patient interaction with medical personnel was not shown in the video, Dr. Polanco says there are areas of concern which are currently being managed.
Yeah, I understand that the person who did the video was not a relative. I think it's somebody who was out there. And perhaps that other person, you know, sometimes when you wait too long, there would be reasons for frustration. Sometimes when the communication is poor, you know, it leads to a poor misunderstanding of the situation. We have the nurses and doctors stationed on shifts at the accident and emergency, and there is work continually, serious accidents that require much more time. So perhaps patients who would have been referred from the outpatient setting earlier would have maybe waited 2 hours, 3 hours at the outpatient setting because of the workload. They see nothing less than 130 patients per day, nothing less, because that's what each doctor gets. So total, it's nothing less than 120 patients per day. But when there is more, they are told you need to go to A&E, or they take it on their own. They don't want to come back tomorrow, we'll go to A&E. So they would add the time that they would have been waiting at the outpatient setting to the time. On one hand. On the other hand, maybe after they would have waited 2 hours at OPD, they would be told you need to go to go to an accident and emergency because of A, B, and C. So they would go, and then maybe they would have to wait a little more. And then they would just add it up. And I will not say that communication is not an issue. There is a need. The staff here at Orange Walk has had training on communication skills because we need to know how to speak to the people. We need to know how to be patient, how to understand. We need to put ourselves in the patience of parents who perhaps have a child with a fever that the nurse quickly assesses. It doesn't seem something urgent for the doctors to drop what they are doing and come, and then they would be told to wait a little while. That's something that we always put emphasis. Listen to your patient, communicate with them the reason why you need to wait 1 or 2 minutes, and perhaps if you already have sufficient information as to what could be the problem, tell them, okay, well, this is the issue, we will look at it, just give us a few minutes. Because you are aware of the multiple encounters in regards to external injuries, road traffic accidents, and gunshots, and falls, et cetera, et cetera. So those things take priority.
As part of its commitment in ensuring first-rate patient experience at all regional facilities across the country, Dr. Polanco says there is much that is being done.
As a ministry, we initiated a few weeks ago to review the entire triage protocol for the country. So that's something on our desk. We should be finalizing it properly. In some cases, it has to do with the increased demand of services. In some cases, it has to do with communication skills. In some cases, limited space. So we have in the agenda at the Ministry of Health to look at where there is a need, there is a justification to expand the space. These hospitals were constructed many years ago, and the population has since doubled. So there is a need. In regards to the human resources, Orange Walk has done very, very good in working with the limited human resources in coping with that demand. And this is true not only for Orange Walk, but all hospitals. The limited resources, every year we recruit new staff, but still the increase of demand is such that it surpasses the number of staff. The good thing is that we have had a lot of training recently over the last 2 years in sensitizing nurses and doctors in being able to detect emergencies in a very timely manner. They have been trained by experts from WHO, from the United States, whereby it's a constant training that has allowed them to really be able to detect emergencies or signs and symptoms of emergencies and be able to address it properly.
The patient, according to official records, was treated and released from the NRH on Saturday night, after which follow-ups were done by NRH personnel to ensure her well-being. During his visit today at the Northern Regional Hospital, the Director of Hospital Services and Allied Health at the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Jorge Polanco, met with the Acting Regional Health Manager along with personnel from the hospital. These discussions, according to Dr. Polanco, were fruitful and gave rise to various concerns which will be taken to the ministry level and hopefully addressed promptly.
Yeah, we work very closely. The hospital, or well, the acting regional health manager, along with, we have a new administrator, we keep a very close relationships. They would express concerns to us and we provide a technical assistance practically upon their request.
So you had a productive...
Oh yeah, I think it was very good. We managed to identify other issues that we will also address, for example, with calculation, concerns that they brought up in regards to referral. And this comes right back to what I was saying, the increased demand of specialty services due to external injuries. But the staff has been performing. There are, we cannot close our eyes to the need for more staff simply because basing on the increased demand of services. If by 9 o'clock they would say, we have given out all our numbers, that says a lot. And so those patients would wait, and then we have shifts for the morning, we have shifts in the afternoon. As I said, we see nothing less than 120, 130 patients per day, apart from those that would go to the emergency room that are not emergencies.
Dr. Polanco is also encouraging Orange Wakeños to sign up for the National Health Insurance, NHI, which offers access to primary health services, which in turn eases the burden placed on the regional health facilities.
Of course, it will have a positive impact because they themselves represent or are providers of primary care. So if they would be seeing patients at that level, that in itself represents a reduction in patients accessing the hospital services. But if not everybody is registered as yet, which is something that the public should know, they need to be registered as NHI, then that is where the difference will come, being registered, then having access to those primary care services.
Tonight, Rosalito Teodoro Pacheco remains missing, and chances of finding him alive dwindle as time passes. Earlier today, Facebook was inundated with a report that emerged of the possibility that Pacheco had allegedly been found alive in neighboring Mexico on the street side, suffering from a number of injuries and dehydration. His family was contacted immediately, and they traveled to Mexico to verify if indeed it was the missing Belizean taxi driver. That hope was shot down when it was confirmed that Pacheco was not the elderly man found, but one identified as Nestor Burke. Burke told officers in Mexico that he was from an Orange Walk address. We tried contacting Pacheco's family for comment, but our intents were futile. Pacheco went missing on January 31st, 2024, when he drove off from his San Joaquin residence to engage in his regular taxi routine for the day. He never returned home. On February 22nd, 2024, almost 1 month ago, Pacheco's taxi car was found near Burrell-Boom Junction, and Cruz Castillo was detained by police. The mystery in the disappearance of Rosalito Pacheco, who turned 58 on April 1st this year, remains unsolved in the books of Belize. The tale of the St. Francis Xavier Credit Union may be coming to an end soon, or we can start hearing about additional court actions taken. The hurdles of the credit union began at least 2 years ago when the Central Bank of Belize contracted the services of an independent auditor to investigate the operations and financials of the institution. That decision did not sit well for the SFXU's Board of Directors, General Manager, and some members, and they soured the relationship between Central Bank and the credit union. Then in March of 2023, the Central Bank of Belize, under the orders of the Registrar of Credit Unions, deemed it necessary to appoint Martin Marshallek as the administrator for the credit union. Some months after the position was taken over by Marlo Neal, as Marshallek moved to greener pastures. The issue cemented tensions and led to court action, with the Board of Directors and the General Manager, Rafael Dominguez, taking the Registrar of Credit Unions, Kareem Michael, to court. The matter boiled to claim number 189 of 2023. The claimants were represented by attorneys Dean Barrow and Adler Waite, while Andrew Marshallek and Johannes Cave appeared for the defendant. The claim received its verdict today with the High Court ruling in favor of the Registrar of Credit Unions.
The claim was in substance a challenge to the appointment by the Registrar of Credit Unions of an administrator of St. Francis Xavier Credit Union. And he did that pursuant to Section 61(1) of the Credit Unions Act. So the first argument that was made to challenge it was that you can only appoint a receiver where there's an issue with liquidity or some financial crisis for the credit union, and that neither of those things existed, so you shouldn't appoint an administrator. Well, when you read the section, there's also a third basis for doing it, and that is where the registrar believes that there are administrative or other problems that jeopardizes the stability of the credit union. And it was on that basis that the registrar acted. And the reason for that is a matter of common sense. The third reason, because you don't wait until you have a liquidity or financial crisis to act. You can act when you anticipate things are being run that will lead to that, and to head it off as a regulator. So that was confirmed by the court. That's the first important point made, is that you don't wait till financial disaster. You can see that on the horizon and act even before it materializes. And that makes all the sense in the world. Apart from that, the court also found that the appointment of the liquidator of St. Francis Xavier Credit Union in this case was reasonable, having regard to the investigative reports, the examinations, and other correspondence put before the court. So he says the registrar in those factual circumstances were entitled to invoke Section 61(1) to appoint an administrator, which is that the registrar was entitled to his view that the way things were being run threatened stability of the credit union, and was entitled to intervene and to seek to prevent that from happening. In this case, the court also found that there was genuine consultation with the Credit Union League before the appointment of the administrator in accordance with 61(1), because Section 61(1) also says that before the registrar appoints an administrator, he should consult with the Credit Union League, and the claimants had alleged there had been no such consultation. In fact, correspondences were produced to show that there was such consultation, so that was completely without basis in fact. The court also held that there was no breach of natural justice, no need to give notice to these officers and the board and directors of the credit union before making the decision to appoint an administrator. He says because the appointment of board officers and managers of credit union was automatically suspended when you appoint the administrator. It is not the case that a separate decision is made to relieve you of your responsibilities. Once the administrator is appointed, you are automatically by law relieved of your responsibilities. So that was also confirmed, and so that there was no independent decision to suspend. Further, the court found that there was no statutory or common law duty to give notice to or hear representations from the credit union or its officers before appointment of the administrator. Again, it had been argued that if you're going to displace me out of my job and put somebody else in charge, you really need to come to me beforehand and give me notice and give me a chance to offer some explanation. They said, no, that's not the case. So that was confirmed as well. The next point was, he says, because there was no breach of natural justice, no need to give this notice to the officers beforehand, then there was no breach of any constitutional right to equal protection of law. One is really a duplication of the other. The right to equal protection in law subsumes the right to natural justice. So when one is breached, the other is breached. When one is not breached, the other is not breached.
In essence, it was the duty of the defendant's attorneys, senior counsel Dean Barrow and Adler Waite, to provide in-depth and relevant proof that backed up their claim. This they failed to do.
It says the claimants also utterly failed to prove that the registrar's decision to appoint an administrator was motivated by hostility for the board or management, or that there was any improper purpose for acting. That allegation was made too, but there was no basis in fact for it. So it wasn't made out, that failed. The court also found that the decision to appoint the administrator was not excessive or disproportionate, but really was a graduated response by the registrar and was rational and indeed an inevitable step in the saga as it unfolded at the credit union. There were investigations, audit reports, directives for months and months, and it's only after all of those efforts failed that the administrator was really appointed. And that was also recognized by the court. And given that, it couldn't be said that what he did was excessive. There was months in which these things could have been set right and were not set right. And that required that he take the next step. Next. Lastly, the court found that the directives to correct the loan portfolio were not ultra vires and stand. There had been an argument that certain directives given on the investigations, and these were cumulative, a list of things that were said you must do to set matters right, were outside the statutory powers of the registrar.
While decision affects the claimants, namely Everaldo Polk, Juana Terry, Omar Witz, Timotea Sanchez, Adi Camara, Udalberto Munoz, and Carlota Bacab, who composed the board of directors, and General Manager Rafael Dominguez, the court did rule in their favor on one single point.
The court found in favor on the claimants on one point, and that was the imposition of an administrative penalty of $2,000 in one instance. That the statutory requirements for the imposition of that penalty were not met. So it was outside the scope of the registrar's authority to have imposed that penalty. Again, though, $2,000, and it's relatively small compared to the rest of the claim. It is, of course, always important to get guidance on when and how those kinds of penalties can be imposed, because administrative penalties are being imposed without the benefit of any hearing or formal process that imposes it. So those need to be strictly adhered to. So that's of benefit to everybody.
Today we tried to reach out to Dominguez for comment, but our calls went unanswered. Coming up next, we'll tell you who will represent Belize at the upcoming Miss Universe pageant. Stay tuned.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
One day, we decided to gather everyone who loves The Last of Us in one place. The naked and afraid fans, and well, everyone who loves realities. The ones who don't like spoilers, and the ones who do. And those who love Barbie and Peppa Pig. That place is called Max. Well, it's not an actual place. It's on your screens, and there's room for everyone. Max is here to bring you more of the stories that you love. Max, the one to watch.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony Smith, and I'm here to introduce OneLink Mobile. OneLink Mobile is not just an app, it's a future way of payments in Belize. It's easy, it's fast, you can download it right now. Guys, if you don't believe me, let me pass you on to the lovely Miss Gomez, who can tell you a little bit more about the app.
Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. At Heritage Bank, our vision is to become the premier financial institution with cutting-edge technology that simplifies the financial life of our customers. The inception of OneLink Mobile aligns perfectly with this vision. We're excited about this strategic partnership because OneLink Mobile ensures each transaction is safe and private. Our joint efforts will put a powerful, user-friendly financial tool in the hands of the public. We feel that OneLink Mobile makes banking convenient like never before. By linking your debit or credit card, you can make payments to merchants and other OneLink users anywhere. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Miss Gomez, for those great insights about OneLink Mobile. Now I want to pass you on to Mr. Sydney, who's an entrepreneur that's been using the OneLink Mobile.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sidney Perafit. I'm a licensed tour guide and also a construction consultant, among other things. And I want to tell you about OneLink Mobile. It is going to be a cash app that is going to revolutionize the way we make payments here in Belize. You can receive payments from abroad with just a click. So no longer do you have to wait for deposits. When you're booking tours, clients can pay you from their home. Also, in every other aspect, locally, you can make payments to each other face-to-face from the comfort of your own home. No longer do you have to transact with cash, worry about money wiring, etc. All of this is going to be in the palm of your hand. OneLink is going to revolutionize the way we do payments here. All right, back to you, Anthony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sydney. Guys, if you don't have OneLink Mobile, get it right now, guys. It's free. You can download it right now. It's going to change the way how you pay in Belize. It's the future of Belize, guys.
Roy Burgess and Maya James were shot at by at least one gunman in Placencia on Sunday. While 26-year-old James is recovering from her injuries at this time, Burgess succumbed to his. While information is still forthcoming, we can confirm that Burgess and James were inside a vehicle when the triggerman emerged. The police department is tonight searching for answers, and it seems that incident stems from a domestic issue that had been broiling for some time. The murder was committed along the Placencia main road, and today ASP Romero provided the media with information the department has been able to uncover thus far.
Okay, on Sunday, the 14th of April 2024, police responded to a shooting incident at Placencia. Upon arrival, they saw the motionless body of a male person, later identified as Roy Burgess, with gunshot injuries. And Maya James, 26 years, was seen with a gunshot injury to the face. Maya James was taken for medical treatment and is presently recovering. Roy Burgess was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Information is that both of them were in a vehicle in the area when the person came and fired several shots towards the direction, causing the fatal injuries to Roy Burgess and the injury to James. We are seeking one suspect in regards to this murder investigation.
Sir, are you aware, go ahead, the motive of
We have established it is from a domestic dispute. That is what led to this murder.
Was jealousy involved, my favorite word?
Well, it's domestic. It's stemmed from an incident the deceased had. They were in the area at the time. The vehicle was parked at the spot when this male person just came and fired the shots towards him.
Was the spot like a spot where people park?
Not normally. It's just an area on the Placencia Road.
Police are now actively looking for at least one male person they believe can help solve the crime. Some 24 hours before the murder of Roy Burgess was committed on the Placencia Road, police had to respond to another crime scene, this time in Dangriga. When police arrived at the victim's home, they saw Darren Taylor, alias Dalacoin, motionless in his oak tree home address. Taylor had a history with police and at the time of his murder had active cases in the courts of Belize. The police are now investigating this murder in the culture capital.
Yeah, on Saturday, 13th of April, police responded to a shooting at Oak Street, Dangriga, where upon arrival they found the motionless body of Darren Taylor, 43 years, with several gunshot injuries. Information that he was at the veranda of his house when a male person came and fired shots towards him. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. We are seeking one suspect in regards to this murder.
Sir, no, he's a well-known, he's a man involved in a lot of deals. Are you all aware of any of his prior transactions? We know he was very involved with.
Yeah, that is what we are looking at. He had several matters in the courts as well as outside of the courts that he was dealing with, so we're looking at all of those.
Sir, I know that on one of the Borja recordings, his name was mentioned as being part of what Mr. Borja alleged was a scam. Are you all aware of any involvement he may have had with Mr. Borja?
No, investigators will look into that. I do not have that information at this time.
Had he been, he had a significant amount of cash on him at the time of the murder. Was there any indication that robbery was a motive, or it was just?
No indication that robbery was a motive.
Police have so far been able to establish that Taylor's death is linked to a business gone bad. Presently, police have detained a number of persons as the investigation remains open.
All information we have is over business dealings. That is the information we are following up on.
And is your suspect, is the main suspect, because I know a number of people are detained, is the main suspect detained?
Not at this time, no.
Has he been someone known to police or a person of interest in any ongoing police?
Yes, he is known to police, yes.
Is he in any ongoing investigation?
No, not from our side, no.
Police are reviewing surveillance footage as the investigation takes head. The Salgado and Benguche families are tonight mourning the loss of Kevin Salgado and Eufine Benguche. Both persons were involved in a fatal road traffic accident in the immediate area of the Jacinto Bridge in Toledo. Police are still investigating the matter. Photos emerged on social media confirming the collision between an SUV and a pickup truck. It is unknown whether speeding or driving under the influence or a combination of both was a factor in the deadly collision. ASP Gilberto Romero provided the details unearthed so far.
Here on Sunday, the 14th of April 2024, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident at the Jacintoville Bridge in the Toledo district. Upon arrival, they saw a Chevy Equinox vehicle and a Chevy Silverado pickup extensively damaged. Persons were taken to the hospital for treatment. Police made checks at the hospital where Kevin Salgado and Giovanni Bengoche were pronounced dead. An investigation is being carried out into this fatal RTA. Information is that the Silverado was being driven by Danny Edwards, and he reported that while crossing the bridge, the other vehicle entered his lane, causing the accident.
Is there any indication that alcohol, low visibility, or vehicle malfunction may have caused this?
We do not know at this time. Tests will be done, and the investigation will reveal that hereafter.
The Belize Police Department has charged one of its own after he was involved in a domestic dispute. Over the weekend, police arrested and charged Officer Arnaldo Ical in southern Belize after he was involved in a domestic dispute with his common-law wife. Senior Superintendent did not provide much details today at the police briefing, but confirmed that Ical now faces 2 charges.
Okay, on Saturday, the 13th day of April 2024, Rosa Bo reported that she had a domestic dispute with her husband, Arnaldo Ical. They got into a vehicle at some point along the highway. Arnaldo Ical pushed her out of the vehicle, and after he had punched her in the vehicle, an investigation was carried out. Arnaldo Ical has since been arrested and charged for the crimes of harm and threatening words.
Okay, and he'll be placed on interdiction.
That is correct.
Over the weekend, Belize joined countries around the globe in the celebration of Good Deeds Day, which is an annual celebration that unites 110 plus countries around the world in doing good. The annual event was celebrated on April 14th, and throughout the weekend, Belizeans across the country were engaged in doing good in honor of Good Deeds Day. From cleanup campaigns to planting trees to visiting the sick and elderly, the weekend certainly saw its share of good deeds. Here in Orange Walk Town, our leaders, including Prime Minister John Briceño, the Special Envoy, Her Excellency Rosana Briceño, Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, and members of the Orange Walk Town Council were also out in full force engaging with the community, visiting the elderly, and sharing some good deeds. The new Miss Universe Belize, who will be representing us at the next Miss Universe pageant later this year in Mexico. Following an intense competition of beauty, class, and of course brains, 29-year-old Halima Hoy emerged victorious to become Miss Universe Belize 2024. Our Miss Belize was born and raised in Port Loyola in Belize City. She is currently pursuing a degree in kinesiology allied health as she rallies to promote the importance of health and wellness in our country. Halima is a NASM certified personal trainer as well as a certified pre- and postnatal coach. Through her advocacy, health, and fitness, Halima hopes to provide knowledge and aid to Belizeans in less fortunate situations about psychological issues that are common in our country, such as hypertension, heart diseases, Alzheimer's, and diabetes. Her commitment to health in Belize resonated last week when we spoke to her here in Orange Walk Town.
Like I said, my platform is focusing on health and fitness and bringing awareness to that. And I'm starting with my community, which is Port Loyola and just the south side of Belize. And gradually, I want to expand into the entire country with the help of the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health. So that's my goal for Healthy Belize. Healthy Belize is my initiative that started as a Facebook page. And then eventually, it grew into an initiative to do educational visits to primary schools, donations, sports equipment donations to those primary schools as well. And also, I did a health fair, which is something that I want to continue to do in the community. So I'm just focusing on that because, as you know, that health and wellness is one of the developmental goals, and it's very important for Belize to understand that by improving and investing in your health and fitness, you are expanding your life, right? So you get a better quality of life and you get to live longer. And once our population lives longer, then we can be more productive citizens. So it benefits the entire country if we take charge of our health and we don't have to focus on treatment later on in life. So it's very important to me. I've been in this industry for almost a decade now, and I'm also furthering my studies. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in allied health, and my goal is to become a physician assistant. So it's something that I'm truly passionate about, guys.
The upcoming Miss Universe pageant will be held in Mexico in the month of November. First runner-up in Saturday's pageant was Marianne Abdul, while second runner-up went to Myra Cibrian. We here at CTV3 News wish to extend huge congratulations to our new Miss Belize and wish her luck as she embarks on her journey towards representing our country on the international stage. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, April 16th here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3 Belize News or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.